Shalom, shalom to the household of faith. Salakia. I can't really turn the lights on as I'm doing this in transit. But before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises, glory and honor to our powers, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rucha HaKodash, and giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth, that are consequent well through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved Aki that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly stand on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Even shalom to the few sisters, those that are listening and learning in silence, as the scriptures command you to do so, as well as to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nations, but their seed line is going back into our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord, willing, edifying for the lambs of the Lord. I do pray this lesson is edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, and the Lord been having me meditate on. We're still in a time of sifting, okay, and we got to keep our head on the swivel, keep our wits about us, as we are not out of Babylon the Great, okay? We have not made it unto the chariots, and Lord's willing, the Lord allows us to do so, okay? That's why we're fighting to be, Lord willing, a part of the Lord's elect, all right? Putting on as the Lord's elect, all right? Especially in the times that we are in more than ever, and Satan, he is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I'm just going to quote the scriptures. I can't really grab them. All right. But one thing that I was meditating about, Satan is as a roaring lion. Right. When you look at the animal kingdom, any predatory animal doesn't just pounce on their prey as soon as they see him. Okay. And this is something just to identify and understand how Satan moves, so that way you could just be aware of the spiritual demon Satan, all right? Because what a predatory animal does, it gets close to you. It stalks you, all right? And then when it gets close enough, that's when it pounces. It goes full charge. So how Satan comes is, Satan comes with things you like, peaceful. All right, certain people come into your life, certain things may seem sweet, right? And a lot of times it's just to exploit your vulnerabilities, your weakness and your armor, okay? And when you find yourself to be comfortable thinking that everything is cool, that's when Satan strikes, all right? And, again, if Satan was to come at you aggressively off the back, you will already be too alert. You will already be triggered to know that now something's off, something's wrong. All right, so the devil's not going to come at you aggressively to try to take you out. It's going to come humbly, like a serpent, okay? Until it's able to put that tightness or that grip around you, and that's when it's going to try to put the death squeeze on you to get you up out of here. So it could be various things, but let's use a woman, right? Let's use a woman for an example as well, right? We're in a time where you might be a brother out there that don't have access to a woman, and next thing you know, And that's where it gets you, because if you're not disciplined enough to know like how to balance yourself with it, how to refrain yourself from it, all right, it could cause you to start suffering, because that's what it's meant to do. Make your teeth erode, all right, make you unhealthy through the artificial sweeteners, right, give you diabetes. It's a slow kill. And that's how Satan comes. It comes with a slow kill. So a lot of things, like Paul said, as we're learning in this walk, as we get older in the faith, you learn how to conquer your weaknesses. You learn how to conquer everything here. As Paul made us mention in Romans the 8th chapter, we're a conqueror of all things. So even when we put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, we learn how to defend against the wiles of the devil, the trickery of the devil. All right, because again, Satan is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Right, and it can come through your children. Right, your children can tell you that they don't want to see you no more because you don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays, to try to get you out the faith, to try to get you out the truth, to try to put you in a family man spirit, all right, to make you bow down instead of focusing and staying on the course, all right, and that's what we're supposed to be doing, staying on the course, okay, because we almost out of here, there's a lot of traps here in Babylon the Great. As the scriptures say, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, okay? There's a lot of things out here that can keep you distracted from your purpose, all right? And we know the whole duty of man is to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with a full heart of assurance, of hope of making it up out of here, okay? That's our primary focus, not saying that we can't have women, not saying that we can't be a decent father to our children, not saying that we can't enjoy certain things here, but we got to also remember to balance them out, not get too overly invested into them, all right? We can't get invested into these things because our first love, our first priority is always going to be Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, all right? And a lot of times that's where Jake get caught up at, because that they want that feel good. They want that serotonin. They want that the dopamines to always be in the mind. But that's why the bitter, brothers will always bring out the bitter. The bitter is the balance. You need the bitter here to center you. Okay. All right. And the Lord gives you little things that are sweet, but you got to know how to also too refrain yourself from these sweet things. Okay. Because a lot of these things that make you feel good can also destroy you, if your mind is not centered properly, okay, if you're not balanced properly, okay, and that's why, again, Satan is as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, right? Be sober, all right, but again, Satan doesn't come, all right, aggressively. Satan will always come, with that fake humility. All right, it's a persona. All right, and Satan uses individuals, okay, to exploit your weaknesses when it gets close to you. And that's just like any predatory animal. A predatory animal, when it feels like it's close enough to attack the prey as it stalks you, that's when it it pounces, it charges, okay, and then it starts, once it grabs you, then it starts to devour you. Once it got you, that's when it starts to devour. It sinks its teeth in and starts devouring. All right, and that's what we gotta be. That's what we gotta be mindful about. All right, especially knowing how close we are to the end. All right, because we're not out of here yet. You know what I'm saying? So we still got those spiritual battles that we gotta fortify ourselves against, on top of still maintaining ourselves, dealing with, our regular day lives. All right. And the point of this lesson, like I just want to do just a quick thoughts on in transit. Just to keep that in the back, just to keep that in your mind. Okay. And it goes for myself first and foremost. All right. Just speaking because how close we are. Seeing what's everything going on with prophecy wise. So just only had a couple scriptures in my mind. All right. But again, Lord's willing, this was edifying to the Lord's elect. Look, and that's the spirit, because that truck right there, if you can see it, that truck says, let's all repent. That truck said, let's all repent. So that's the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Shai. So, all right, so I'm going to end it right there. Lord's willing, you will edify. I'm going to give all praises. All right, cool. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to our powers, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. All right, and give it double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, salutations to the Lord's elect. Okay, and with that, I'm going to say shalom. Until next time, Maki. Shalom. God bless. Stay up. Shalom.